Good morning, everybody. Thursday. We're here on a Thursday. Thanks for everyone that showed up last night for the Nick Shirley special live stream. Man, you can hear it in my voice. Woo, a little tired today. Today's going to be a ridiculous day because I got to go to the DMV. And I'm hoping... Here's the hope. The lights are really bright on me this morning, too. I'm hoping that it won't take long so I can head right back for the midday mixer with the crew. There you go. That's much better. I'm hoping. But it is the DMV. I told them, I'm heading to the DMV. I should be back in time with no problem. So, yeah. So, there we are. I guess we'll see, right? Look at this guy right here. Wyoming Sasquatch for 2. It's Pay Jay for me. So, here's some shekels. Oh, a little shekels for Jay this morning, I see. Thank you very much. Over on the Kickside, Spider says, I thought no live today. That was yesterday. Man, everything, my schedule's screwed. I should have a live every day this week without a problem. Lady Marine says, if you don't go to the DMV early, you're going to wait. I don't know how it is in y'all's area, but here you have to make an appointment, right? And getting an appointment for the DMV is basically, you get an appointment for the DMV. You got to hope for the best. You know, they have one available because there's hardly any ever available in where I live. Yeah, when I lived in Winter Haven, Spirian, yeah, it was easy. I don't live there no more. So I can't go to Winter Haven DMV to get all my stuff figured out. So I get what you're saying, but you don't live where I live. I live in a crazy leftist town where everything is a problem. So in order to get your license renewed, you have to go to the town that you live in. And you got to bring in because I moved and all that stuff, I got to bring in paperwork and bills and anyway, enough of my first world problems. That's the day today. And look at this. Nerf Herder for 2 says, feeling entitled tax. Oh, are we, Nerf Herder? Are we feeling a little entitled today? Are we? You deserve it all, right? What do you feel like you deserve today? What do you feel? In Iowa, I can go to any county to renew or make changes. Can't do that here. I tried. Trust me. I can do mine at any DMV in the state. I tried. Trust me. Normally, you can renew online, but I've renewed online so many times. They're like, you got to come in. And I'm like, and they're like, since you moved, we need proof of address. We need this, the real ID stuff. I was like, let me take a trip and I could go do this. Because Spirian is correct. If I went to Polk County, I'd be in and out with no problem. And that could have been my plan, my play. But it's Polk County right now is an hour and 40 minutes away. So right after daily, I'm off. And I should be back without any problem. How many times will Jay say crazy? Place your bets. Four. Kevin Cron just says, here's some gifties for the chat. Shout out, Kevin. Jay moved to run as a representative in his district to overturn it. Mm. DMV trips suck. Prayers to you. Do you like ham sandwiches, Jay? Why do you keep asking me that? Why you keep asking me that? Thank you guys for the love this morning. Also, real quick, if you didn't know, finally doing a little housekeeping. Sad but true. I had to do the right thing for my own sanity. Even though I had a lot of dreams and aspirations for different channels and stuff, I realized that I can't spin too many plates. There's too many things happening. And to tell you the truth, to tell you the truth, the one thing that I really want to do is travel to different states and see all of you guys and visit places and theme parks and go outside of the country. I'm like, I had to tell myself, other channels are just going to have to go. They just will. They just have to. I can't spend time with them anymore. I got to focus on what I got to get done. I've got a lot of books to write. So the History of Churches channel is no longer with us. The Cross and the Sword that I really wanted to do is no longer with us. I got rid of a lot of channels because I'm like, my mind would constantly like, I got to get stuff and all that. So I made a lot of changes. You can always make new channels in the future. I think like I spoke to I did a lot. I always do I'll delete those links then. Yeah, where are they? Yeah, delete those links. I will say this. We had a channel called The Monday Hangover where I was trying to, I don't know what I was doing. But everybody from Jeremy to everybody else in the world said, bro, you got to do a drunk 3PO2. You just have to. And there's where you upload your long form videos. Everybody has one. Be part of the cool kids club. This is where you put your extra content, Jay. Stop worrying about doing all the history stuff. You can incorporate the history stuff on your travels. So, like, if I go to South Carolina, I can find an old church there, put that in the vlog as well. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You know, that makes sense. If you go to a place where there was crusades and stuff, if you travel overseas, you could add that into the vlog. I'm like, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh. That way I could keep it all easy going, you know? I don't have 70 channels. But if you'd like to subscribe to Drunk 3PO2, it's not even monetized. I like the journey. We're going to start putting videos over there of a little more extra stuff. So there you go. Nothing crazy. There'll probably be no live streams over there. You know, what about Jaywalking the Planet? That's what I'm talking about. That's that one ain't going nowhere. That I feel will slowly become my main focus in the next you know, that'll become my main focus. Here, I'll pin it. There you go. Thank you, Ladybug. Shout out Dan Vask. There you go. I appreciate the love. You know, take a lease challenge, lease a vehicle of cheap, take miles trip for lease into the account. drive the least amount, and make vids during the journey. The return the vehicle under mileage limit easy. That'll be the plan. If I like do this America Road Challenge, like if we go, I'm gonna lease a vehicle for it. Might just get a big SUV, just do that. So, what's up, Odyssey Run? I was on YouTube, but the audio and video didn't match up, so I'm kicking it over here on Kick, says Mojo. Really? Yeah. Anyway, just doing a little cleaning house. That's all. A little cleaning house. You can't focus on so many things at once. That's why I've been a little less active in the Patreon, but that's going to change. Like I said, get ready. This week, actually, maybe tomorrow, we dropped the big giveaway. I start mailing that stuff out in July. Be pretty cool. If you're going to do van life, maybe an e-bike would be a good investment. The Drunk 3PO channel is my favorite of the channels. Yeah. Everyone's telling me what to do. Get a Jeep. Do this, do that. Star Wars is to blame for this. A general main channel, maybe 2 or 3. Yeah, it is what it is. I see Wicked Virtue here. Yeah. All good. Hey, this is like Jay, how do I send you stuff? Soon, man. Soon. I'll get my P.O. box soon. I'll let you know. What are you gonna send me anyway? What are you gonna send me? Better not be anything freaky, okay? That's all I'm saying. Don't want any of that. Don't want any of that stuff. All right. I don't think you're the type, but I'm just saying. So I'd rather watch videos, but I show up for the live stream. See, there you go. That's why we're doing that. Action figures, probably. All right. See, that's what I'm saying. Oh, no love, Jay. All right, then. What are you talking about? Cole Hauser, man, that's so prideful, man, that you want to get that someone has to acknowledge you for you to like them. That's not like you. That's so Canadian of you. Luckily, I'm crippled and I can't drive, says Alex Aerocave. Talking about you running for office. No, man. I'm not running for office. Darth Manic 66 for 5. Your course correction is not a loss of your success through ambition. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Pre-dawn course with 3 kicks to the face. Kalaza says Mr. J goes to Hollywood. Let's do it. No, man, I'm good. How about Mr. J goes to King's Dominion and Hershey Park and Canada's Wonderland and Silver Dollar City, Dollywood, and all that stuff. Before we get started today, Mid-Iowa Gamer says, Jay, I have a praise. My family's Give, Send, Go reached what we need to get our van fixed. We're going to try a stretch goal to get the money to travel. Look at that, man. We are that much closer to getting my mom and brother's ashes. Holy crap, brother. That's good, right? That's good. Have you been watching soccer, Jay? Actually, I have. I have. Shout out Faithful Geek. What about a Yellowstone meetup? I'm 2 hours from there. That sounds awesome. It sounds awesome. I love hearing praise reports, I love hearing praise reports. Mr. J goes to Cuba. America plays today, but it doesn't matter, right? Like the game today doesn't they could lose, right? Without a problem. I gotta be honest with you, it's mostly white noise, if that makes sense. It's like white noise, you know? You had a great show last night, Jay. Thank you. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Don't worry about Star Wars. Unfortunately, it's in your name. Yeah, it is what it is. We just do all pop culture, man. We just do everything. We just do all movies and fun stuff with a group. Cole Hauser's gonna be Cole Hauser's videos and stuff will all be on Drunk 3PO2. Clips from the midday mixer will be there. So you'll see some of your favorites. We'll have guests and stuff over there. And I gotta tell you, man, um, if Cole Hauser ever gets to Orlando, right? I'm gonna really like. I think what would be awesome is if me and him like run a live podcast. You know how like what if we took the rebellion stuff to the next level and we really like had a studio and we brought in guests, We could work it out. We could work it out. That's a few years down the road. Cole Hauser knows enough people and I'm not talking like political stuff. We're talking like classic toys people, like that. Like I think that would be such a fun thing. I found in Orlando, you can rent a studio, a podcast studio. It's really not that much. And imagine like if we were like sitting down, you know how like the real people do it? It's like not a StreamYard thing, but you're sitting down, they got the cameras on you, you're sitting in like a little studio and you record for like 3 or 4 hours. And then I would love to just bring on a bunch of different people, you know? That would be the dream for this channel in the future. But for now, yeah, if I'm traveling, so this is great, and I'm sorry. Like we'll get into the news of the day soon. I'm sorry. Um, Jay was like tax. Thank you, and I see people dropping their jewels in the chat. Shout out, thank you for that. I could see like if I hit the road right whenever like 6 months from now, there are places all over that you could rent a studio where they film. They got the camera set up and the mics. You just go in and say, I need it for 4 hours. And if there's like guests in the area, it's like, hey man, come on and let's do this thing together. And that would be something I could, I'm not even joking. I would reach out to like local state officials about the town or historians or something. It could be the most boring podcast you ever did hear. I just wouldn't have like every now and then I'm sure I could get like a famous guest. But, if I'm in like Gary's town or something like that, we could do that. But for the most part, I would reach out to like state officials and be like, tell me about this town. Tell me about this town that has no name. Anyway, dream big, right? Thank you, Ladybug, for look at all the poop that's been put in my chat. Thank you. Anyway, dream big, right? Dream big. Dream big or go home. Thank you to everyone that subscribed over to the channel. Let's get on with the show today. Make sure you join the Patreon. Tomorrow, we'll be doing the giveaway. We'll start it, we'll start the giveaway. And let's see, where should I begin today? There's a lot of like I have a lot of Supergirl stuff saved for some reason, but I don't think we're going to deal with that as of right now. Um so let me get rid of all that. Let me scroll all the way down. There is some horrific stories that have happened. And there are some crazy stories that have happened. And we're going to go over how the Democratic Party right now is scared of their own party. Scared of their own party. I don't think I need to say anything about Supergirl. I was like, I think we've said enough. We'll probably talk about it on daily, and like it looks pretty stupid. But before we get into all that, the video that I have been waiting for has been released. The foreigners have made it to Publix. They have made it to Publix and they're trying a pub sub. And let me tell you, I couldn't be happier. I know people in the chat were like, you can get a better sub here. You can get a better sub here. You can do this here. There's nothing like a pub sub. There's nothing like it. It's a Publix sub sandwich. And let's see what he has to say.
Okay, I'm here in Florida. This is West Palm, I think. And that is Publix. Majority vote.
There's like, there's like sirens. There's like sirens in the background, like police sirens. Dems lost the civil war against socialism. Well, we're going to go over that today.
I asked on Twitter and I asked on... The vast majority said tender chicken. The other half, or maybe 30%, said Italian. So I'll do the Italian next time. But here it is, look. Now I'm on a drive today, so I'm not going crazy with the full-size one. I went with lettuce, tomato, jalapeno, and ranch sauce. I think that was a wrong sauce choice. I think I probably should have got like a buffalo or something. Anyway, whatever. It is what it is. I've got no napkins, so this is going to be a tragedy. Damn, you guys put a lot of stuff on this. Like, it's a lot of meat, it's a lot of salad, it's a lot of sauce. I'm going to make a mess, but we have to make our best. So here we go. Bottoms up. Good soft bread. The meat is tender and full of flavor. I'm not even mad about the sauce choice anymore. It's good. Publix, pub sub. Gets high marks from me. We'll be back because I now need to try the Italian one next time I'm out.
That's the one I get. I always get the Italian.
This is our lunch stop on the way from Orlando to Miami here in West Palm. And I think it was a great choice. So thank you very much for all the suggestions. I'm giving this a 4.3 out of 5. Good stuff.
Good stuff indeed. Old Renaissance Boomer says, if Cole Hauser gets to Orlando, you two need to buy a small warehouse, turn it into a museum-type display for all your collectibles. An apartment in the back. That sounds incredible. Brother. What kind of blessing is that, man? I already sent 5, so here's the rest of the $500. I'm pretty sure you said my name correctly enough to win the game. LOL, game over. Debt owed, now I'm paid. I'm a man of my word. If you ever come to the Midwest, count me in on being there. God bless you, Jay. Darth Manic 66. You know, I almost forgot about that challenge because I'm not very smart. Holy Christmas cakes, man. $500 on a Thursday morning for no apparent reason. Because I won the game. But he just comes in here like it's nothing.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
I got to be honest with you, Darth Manic 66. When you first told me that if I said your name right, what was it, 50 times? That you would send $500, I was like, I'll play along, but I didn't know you were serious. But now I'm just as stunned as this cameraman walking down the street.
And they use something they call pyroprocessing. The interesting thing is they call it pyroprocessing, but it's a molten salt process. They're dissolving this thing in a molten salt, and they're doing electrochemistry on it. Why don't they call it molten salt? They want no...
Brother, thank you. Holy crap, dude. I don't know what to say, man. Freaking thank you, man. It doesn't happen often around these parts, but when it does, it's a shock right to my face. Holy crap, dude. Thank you so much, bro. That's a lot of money. People saying Canadian Bear. He didn't say it was for the Canadian Bear. So, man of my word. 20 or 25 times, I think. I lost track. You are a man of your word. That's for sure. God bless you, brother. Holy crap. I'm like, I don't know what to say, man. Thank you. Freaking heck, man. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. Get me all choked up on my DMV day. Goodness gracious. All right, where was I? And I will be in the Midwest. Just keep an eye out on the Patreon, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. My goodness, I don't know what to say. All right, Publix fried chicken is so good. It's one of the best. I'm like kind of shaking. I was in shock. That's crazy. I already thought about buying a studio and a warehouse in Orlando. Jay, check out Tree Bear. Mid Iowa Gamer, I did. I changed the stipulation. You just weren't there to hear it. I was like, they got to specifically say. Because some people, one time someone sent 500 and they're like, please don't put the suit on. I'm just giving it to you to support. So I'm like, and that was on a gaming stream. So I'm like, okay, from now, bro, what? Bro, no free. I need this sent to me immediately. Tree Bear. Bro. That's the best one yet. Old Man Jay on the Crusades. That is, I want that as my lock screen, man. Are you freaking kidding me, bro? Tree Bear, if you're here, are you serious? Could you seriously email that to me? Like the high res, if you have one. That is insane. Bruce says start a business and I'll work for you. We're gonna go to New York and sell stuff. Jay, we need that on a shirt. I think you're Tree Bear's favorite. Well, you know what? I sat with Tree Bear in LA. I sat right next to him and we laughed and told stories. I gave him the biggest hug while other people went up to Tree Bear and said, F you, man. I was like, no, man, I know better than to do that. Beardo, first thing he did when he saw Tree Bear was like, man, F you, Tree Bear. I was like, you see, I ain't going to do that. I want him to sit next to me. And I want to hear, and I got to learn about his work, like what he does for a living and why he still lives in the LA area and like all that stuff. It was like, so it was awesome. That's got to be my favorite one yet, bro. I got to put this on my phone. I might post this in the Patreon and Beardo said in a loving way though. How do you say F you in a loving way, Jose Taco? And he gave him a hug later, but I'm just saying. Man, you guys you guys have made my freaking morning, man. You guys have made my freaking morning. I'm feeling I don't know what to say. This is like that is freaking awesome. I got to grow my hair long and when it's nice and gray. UK guy here, Jay. Reason we have problems in the West now is Christian dudes have become pushovers. It is funny you should say that because the same thing is happening in the States. The Christian dudes have become pushovers, but I think there might be a shift, and we're gonna go over that today too. I think we'll have to see. Anyway, you guys, what a man. I'm feeling so blessed, man. A lot of you guys, the majority of Christians have been pushovers. Virtual reality fitness, you're nothing but a troll, bro. Like there's nothing there's nothing that you say that says Christian and not a pushover. There is absolutely nothing. I'm not bro. Come on, man. I'm not calling you out specifically. I'm just saying overall. Holy crap, guys. You guys are taking it personal. I'm sorry to tell you, but the church has been taken over in America. Look at this guy, man, Andrew. We have too many. Way too many pushovers. I hope you get angry at me for saying that. So that's all I'm saying. Why do you think we're in this mess right now? Who cares? Would Jay thanks, brother? Are you retarded? Are you retarded? Are you gonna insult me with the worst sentence you could possibly write? Oh. You know what's funny? Clearly you think you care what I think because you're in my chat every freaking morning. Proud Quality Learning Center graduate right there. Oh, you guys took my statement and took it personally. You know what? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Take it personal. Get upset because, man, I think the world's going to need you. American Christians got comfortable living in a Christian country for so long, but many people are waking up. Yeah, I think that's where I think that's what's happening. Man, this picture's so cool. I didn't even want to go out and prove Jay wrong then, Christians. Orthodox Church will be fine. See, that's the problem, man. No disrespect to the Orthodox Church, but you guys are the most prideful group of Christians I've ever met in my life. Pride comes before the fall, brother. That's all I'm saying. We're the best. We're going to be fine. Nothing will infiltrate us. We're the right ones. We have the best standards. I'm like, that's very prideful. Just being honest. I'm just being honest. Nothing personal. Nothing personal. So is Jay not prideful for saying this? Maybe. But I never claimed to be a pastor or anything. Oh, man. Graham says, how did that go for Catholics from the 10th and 17th century? You guys get so triggered, man. Jay wants the difference between pride and being proud. There's a couple Orthodox people in my chat, and they're always like, we're the best. I'm like, I hope so. I'm not triggered. I'm agreeing with you, Jay. Personally, I didn't call anybody in my chat out except for the one guy that doesn't know how to write proper sentences. Catholics schismed from Orthodox Church, not pride when it's church history and what you, I'm not. You taking it so personal, Draven. Come on, man. Come on, brother. I love hanging out with the chat. It is prideful when you say you're the best, that we're not scared, that we're there. That's all I'm saying. And Big Phrase is who you bet. I love Angela Straven. That's my dude from way back. Like we know each other. This is the only retard in the chat that I'll let stay because for some reason he likes touching himself while watching me. It's one of those weird obsessions. So I'm like trying to make his. Oh, Draven is one of my OGs, man. I love this guy. Kick him, bro? Nah. We're not kicking anybody. We could joke around with everybody. We're in a good mood today. We're going to trigger the whole chat. We're going to trigger the whole chat. I'm going to come out as Catholic and just slam the Orthodox Church. And then tomorrow I'll come out as Orthodox and we'll slam the Catholic Church. Bruce says, you're an enabler. I know, Draven. I know. It's all love, brother. It's all love. The DMV triple chain. I will lose my salvation when I go to the DMV. Oh, man. Everybody calm. We're just like making a joke. We're just teasing. I never really gave Andrew. Look at this. Andrew says, keep the rebellion strong with a $100 donation as Jay triggers his entire chat over religion and politics talk. The 3 things you're never supposed to talk about. What was it, Bruce? You said money, religion, and politics. Look at Andrew.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Shout out, brother. God bless you, man. God bless you, man. You always are around here supporting, brother. Always. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, all right. We'll get on a serious note here. Sometimes I like to have a little fun. You know, serious note. Time for some financial advice next. It's a sad day, ladies and gentlemen, because Lizzo's new album, which is entitled The B Word, only sold 2,649 copies in its first week. It dropped to 650 copies in the second week, and it looks like her career is officially over. It's over and done with. I know this is sad news coming that you got to hear it first from here. I don't know how some people like Thundarius will survive. This is one of the worst record sales ever, especially from an artist that had a lot more. You know, she did lose a lot of weight, and she lost a lot of sales, and a lot of people are blaming this on the fact that she went after Nicki Minaj. Graham, I don't know what Graham's going to do with himself because he was really rooting for her. He told me privately in messages that he really hopes the Lizzo album will just rock the socks. You know, just rock the socks out of everyone, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen. It seems like anyone that's involved with Star Wars just seems to fail. Andrew, I tend to agree with you. I tend to agree with you. All right, now that I got the depressing news out of the way. The Democratic Party is in shambles right now after what happened. Then we're going to get into like what pastors are saying. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. You guys have been very good to me today. Thank you so much. On a serious note, the truth is, I don't care if you're Catholic or me personally. I just want everyone to have a relationship with Jesus because I know what it did for my life. Have you seen Supergirl yet, Jay? Thoughts? I have not seen it, but everyone says it's boring pile of poop. So I'm thinking I got to pick up Bruce. I got to kidnap Bruce. And we got to go drive to St. Augustine to watch Spider-Man. I think that's what the plan is going to be for Spider-Man. So, white Democratic Socialist chant, "You are next," at Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries during a socialist victory party in New York City as Democrat leaders lose total control of the party. You're next. You're next. You're next. You're next. Hakeem Jeffries also comes out of New York, and it looks like he could possibly lose his seat to another socialist. I think that is hilarious and scary at the same time. That the pandering to all these groups that you've done your whole life to get into power have finally turned and started to eat at you. And they don't even want you there anymore. Not even close. There's more to come out of this crazy story. Let's see what Scott Jennings has to say about it. Oh, this is gonna be a wild ride. Trust me. I'm glad that you guys are here. Socialism is coming to a city near you.
If the socialists win, I agree with. They're going to feel like they have the wind at their back. You're going to see Mamdani inspired candidacies across the country. You already are. Michigan is a great example. There's a Senate primary going on there, and I think Abdul El Sayed is ahead in that. He's has a great chance to win. He's exactly like these socialist candidates in New York City. It's not just confined to a few districts here. It is spreading already, and if they win, you're going to see this inspiration for these kinds of candidacies across the country. The implications for the Democratic Party out there for 2028 are vast. Well, but if the socialists...
Crazy time to think that we have socialists. Even Speaker Mike Johnson decided that he needed to take some time to address this serious thing. I probably won't play the entire thing, but here we go.
I'm sure many of you were. And you saw the result of this latest, these primary elections for the Democrat Party. The headlines this morning say it all. I've got a collection of them here. Socialist earthquake, one of them said. Mamdani candidates sweep New York House races. These are socialists. These are Marxist in their ideology. Next headline, Mamdani hails new chapter for Democrats, one of the Chiron said this morning on the news. Hakeem Jeffries, my counterpart, the Democrat leader here in the House, was booed at some of these return parties last night. You saw that on social media and some of the clips. When he was being interviewed on the screen, the crowds in New York, in his own backyard, in the Bronx, in one of these districts, were booing him. And they shouted, "You're next." Hakeem Jeffries has a tall task ahead of him right now. He's got to go out and somehow make a credible pitch to Democrat establishment donors that that's a good national investment right now. That's a tough one to make. He has just proven that he cannot even hold the line in his own backyard. How can he possibly defend against the Marxist march around the country in these other districts? This is not your father's Democrat Party, as we see all the time. Last night, among the incumbents who lost, Adriano Espaillat, who's chair of the Democrats' Hispanic Caucus, Dan Goldman, who was mocked for his Jewish heritage in a coffee shop in New York and maligned online because of that. The Democrat Party, the socialists, the Marxists, have nominated some of the most radical candidates to ever run for office, and they're running for Congress. The insurgent left is on the rise. I was reminded all last night and this morning about the warning, the admonition from the Gipper, President Ronald Reagan. And he reminded us constantly, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. And he said, it's got to be fought for, it's got to be protected, it's got to be passed along to the next generation so that they too will know the same liberty, opportunity, and security that we've known and frankly too often take it for granted. He said, freedom is not passed along in the bloodstream. It's got to be fought for. And these are the times that Reagan was warning about. He was warning about communism overseas. Now it is on our own shores. And it is a very serious time, and every American needs to wake up and understand the threat. I want to share with you some of the lowlights. Some of these.
One of the biggest problem is this generation here that is voting for socialists. They feel very entitled, and they feel that socialism gives them that entitlement, that they can get stuff for free, that they don't have to work for it. The Republican Party have been brainwashed to see the conservative movement, Christians, Republican Party as, racist, Nazis. We are the people that want you to work hard for what you have, pay for your mistakes, and follow the law. And they don't want that. We don't want people to follow the law. We don't care about that. We just want everybody to love everyone. And that be that. When you have the number one of the, nobody here likes Van Jones. Nobody. But when Van Jones comes out and says, we got to stop this, You know you've lost. The party is just in shambles. Shout out my brother Yellow Flash.
Well, New York City matters because the two most exciting left-wing candidates are here, AOC and Mamdani, but also this is the stronghold for the establishment, Schumer and Hakeem Jeffrey. This is a battle between the establishment and this insurgency, and the roof is collapsing on the Democratic Party establishment tonight. If Mamdani gets a hat trick, 3 out of 3, this is a new era for the Democratic Party, and you can't write off New York City because this is the place where both it's the power center for the establishment and the insurgency, and they're going head to head tonight. And right now, this is no longer a movement. This is a movement and a machine at the same time. There's just no way to sugarcoat this. If Mamdani pulls off a hat trick, it is a new era in Democratic Party politics.
Well, and if you're a moderate Democrat who's on the election, who's on the ballot this November, Van, I mean, they're all going to get asked about the positions that we're hearing from these other fellow Democrats. Well,
look, I think, from our frontline Democrats will be able to make their case for themselves. I think they'll be able to do okay. We got a lot of national security Democrats in other parts of the country, but this is a big deal tonight. And I think that look, I don't know what you want me to say here. This is a straight up battle between the establishment and the insurgency, and the establishment is getting its butt kicked tonight in New York City. Well, New York.
That's why I'm saying, it's a lot. This party is a lost cause when people like Van Jones are like scared and nervous and what they see is happening. Crazy, right? Oh, I said it, Ladybug. Shoot. The Beast for $2. This is also what happened when you cry wolf too much. Rhinos stumping on dumbish. Let me make sure I get this right. From my brother from Hawaii. This is also what happens when you cry wolf too much. Rhinos stumping on dumbish for years. Now when there's a real threat, no one cares. It's too late. 100%, brother. 100%. 100%. I got this from Rob Snyder. It's all going to make sense. We're going to play all these clips, and I'm going to show you. Rob Snyder tweets Benny Johnson here.
I have a pressing question about the oath of office. And it's an oath of office that you've taken now multiple times, and you promised to protect America. And one of the Democrats that won last night, Chavalier is her last name. I don't know exactly how to say it, but she's going to represent New York's 13th congressional district. And she posted from the group that she started, Death to America. The group that she started, which is the Columbia University Apartheid Divest organization called the CUAD, says that her goal is to fight for the total eradication of Western civilization and to use militant forces to do it. How can this person be sworn into Congress?
Well, if they refuse to swear an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States, which we are required to do as members of Congress, they should not be seated in the 119th Congress, the next Congress when we swear in. So when we have the elections in November, we don't swear in until January. Every member of Congress has to swear an oath to protect and uphold the Constitution of the United States. If she is refusing to do that, then she should not be seated. And if we have to pass rules, I think we should pass a rule. This program has given me the idea to file an amendment to the rules that if you refuse to swear an oath to the Constitution of the United States, you shall not be seated as a member of that Congress. So if you can't do that, you shouldn't be seated as a member of Congress, and we should.
Man, I get what you're saying, my friend from Florida. Do you not understand that these people lie, cheat, and steal? What makes you think that they would just casually swear an oath to whatever? And do oaths mean nothing to these people? They will do it with a smile on their face. And swearing an oath to America means something different to them than what it means to you. This is a person talking as if I don't know what to do in this situation, but make a legislation. I don't know, man. I don't know. They don't have to do it on the Bible anymore. They can do it on the Quran. They can get sworn in on the Quran now. It's crazy. Oh, Ladybug, I said it again. That's 2. She said, how many times am I going to say crazy? I said 4. I'm on number 2. Trying to remove that word from my vocabulary. Writing amendments is it's not. It has to be. You know how to get a lot of these people out? And it goes for Republicans too, not just, you know how to get a lot of these, I will say politicians, because there's some terrible ones on the Republican Party too. To root them all out, you have got to be tough on fraud and arrest these people. Well, don't get my channel taken down, Bruce. Come on, man. I know how you feel already. I think we all know. We all know, man. We all know, brother. And I love you for it. You know I love you for it. It's such an easy way. You don't have to make an amendment. Just go through their finances, and if they file or do something weird, you arrest them. Not one arrest, man. To a government official with all this fraud right in front of our eyes. All of us can see it. Can we get some wasps in the chat, please? Because holy crap, someone came in with their butt and stung us all. My goodness, Wasp with a $100 donation. You guys have been way too good to me today, man. I don't know what else to do.
What more do you want from me?
Wasp says, pass the Save America Act or kiss it all goodbye. And on that note, if you are a lurker here, thank you for being a lurker. We have over 500 people combined from all the lives that were here. I'm sure some people are doubling up, and that's okay. Thank you for being a lurker. It's the top of the hour. You are important here. We love you here. Thanks for putting up with this crazy live stream every morning. That could, who knows what will happen. I usually have topics, but sometimes we just end up just hanging out with the chat. I usually make fun of my friends in the chat, and some people take it personally. But holy crap, Wasp, thank you for keeping the lights on over here. Again, $100 donation. Thank you, everyone, for all the gifts.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know what to say. Much love, Jay and chat. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys are choking me up today, man. Jay, check your email when you're free. I got you, Tree Bear. Andrew, Wasp, freaking Fort, bro. I don't know what to say. I'm blown away. Where was I? Cry, Jay, cry. Come on. If I start crying, it looks like I look like a horse that ate like some really bad food and I'm trying to cough it up. It's not a good look. I cry in my privacy, which is every day.
To change the rules of the House to reflect that. And every year, every Congress, every 2 years, we sign a new rules package. It has to be voted by the membership. It's obviously usually partisan. So whoever has the majority files a partisan package. We should change the rules to explicitly state that if you cannot swear an oath to the Constitution that's required by law, that you will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, which is a requirement of a member of Congress, you shall not be seated as a member of that Congress. So we,
buddy, it's not going to work, man. Brimstone for $5. Well, got to make sure I keep the lights on for you. God bless you, Jay. Oh, shout out Snow. I see you, brother. No, don't cry on camera. I don't think I'll ever cry on camera. Maybe. Jay, do you keep 100% of the Rumble rants? I think so. I think so. I again, all you got to do is an investigation in these people. And if you find something wrong, okay, a socialist gets put in Congress. If something suspicious is coming out, funds and everything, you find something wrong, you kick them out. You kick them out. It's just that simple. That's how you clean house. But you know, the Republicans are too stupid to want to do that because they know they're just as guilty as some of these other people. They just have a better smile on their face. You know? They know. They know. That's the sad, disgusting part of it all. Let's see. There's more. I think. Oh yeah, here's from the New York Post. Did you cover Elon Musk suing Rokon? Yeah, we went over that a little bit. It's kind of a nothing burger right now. If the papers get filed, then we'll do a long show about the whole thing. Elon does kind of like to troll and talk a lot online, but we'll see. I hope. If papers are filed and stuff, we'll definitely go through it. Thank you for the $2, son. Hey, get back to work, son. What are you doing? Supposed to be at Amazon. People want their packages. Jay is due to be tortured on my show again. How about when I come out there, I'll be in-house studio. I'll bring my puppet. GOP clowns talking house rules when the Marxists vowing military revolution. What the actual heck? Exactly. Exactly. It's almost like our youth being brainwashed by university. Yeah, figure that. Yo, Garfield, what's up, brother? Top of the morning to you. You ready for some more Cameron Cross? Yeah, I I got to do a whole I need to find an Airbnb in your area, Snow, and just do a whole month out there. Tombstone, the theme parks, and everything. I thought your son was supposed to be making and shipping merchandise to you. That's my Chinese son, okay? This Asian son lives in California. So you covered all the text. I didn't go over all the specifics, just kind of casual. It is kind of weird, but yeah. I have hoes in different area codes, all right? And I slipped a few past the goalie. What are you going to do? How just 7% of the voters, here we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Snow. I even got a Haitian kid somewhere running around. I don't know. He's in Haiti, so he probably didn't have internet for like a year. He'll be back. Mostly, here we go, young and white women. They forgot to say women. I'm telling you, man, looking at these guys, you might as well have just been a woman. That's all I have to say. No offense. No offense. Look how happy they are that socialism is coming to America. Mostly white, under 30, pick Israel-hating radicals to represent Democrats. I don't know why you got to put in Israel-hating, but I mean, that's the media for you. There's plenty of people all around that are there's plenty of people on every side of the political spectrum that you could say are Israel hating. So I don't know if you would I don't know if that even matters, you know. Look at this. This person here still has a mask on. I'm here, Dad. Bro, what are we? Come on, man. Like, Bruce says, I got 4 kids that I know of. Did Jay seriously ask why the Jew York Post? Man, you're going to get me in trouble, man. I can't be. Brother, you need to work. Son, like, I was really disappointed when I came over, you know, when I finally saw you a few months ago. I could be heading back to Vegas. I might be. I don't know yet. Make sure you work on your rice making skills. You know, you are embarrassing the rest of the Hispanic, okay, on your side of the family. We got to work on that. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. I demand better when I go there. You're no son of mine unless you get that taken care of. Now go to your room. No one should hold any public office who has not been born here, same as the president. Ban Sharia law. It strips the God-given right of our Constitution. A lot of people want that same thing. I eat American hamburger. Come on, man. That's harsh but fair. Yo, Snow, give him a hug from me, brother. Give him a hug for me, brother. Your son is incredible, man. He's incredible. You did good, bro. You did good. You did good, man. You did good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will be in Dallas. I like how they say the young and the clueless. I will say this. The talking, I'm not going to dive deep into the whole Israel thing. Okay. Not going to dive deep into it. So just, if you could kindly hold off on your comments, because I already know how many of you feel. And so does the chat. throwing the headline that these people are anti-Israel is not the win you think it is. That's all I'm saying. If you really want to go after the socialist, throwing in there, well, they hate Israel, that I would remove that from the talking point. That's all I'm saying. I would remove that from the talking point. I'm not trying to say nothing. I'm not trying to start anything. That would be a better talking point right here. That's a much better talking point. If you had said America hating radicals to represent the Dems, that is the headline that will get people's shock and awe. Saying that they don't like Israel. Israel hasn't really been the greatest, and I'm talking about the country. Like, don't get me all like clipped out. I'm trying to be YouTube friendly here. Israel hasn't really been the best ally. I'm just saying. I'm half Jewish, so I can offer you $3,500 to change your mind, Jay. I love Israel. I love Israel. I'll send you my PayPal. And I'm just saying, in this political climate right now, it's not I don't think that's a good talking point to say. When you say Israel hating, it could grab some people on both sides and be like, I don't really like Israel either. Maybe this is the right way. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh, I'm going to get backlash for that one. I'm just being honest. Like, it's, I'm just being honest. And what I'm saying is, if you're trying to like scare the nation that these young people are going to bring socialism in, I just think like saying Israel hating is not the best one. What did you tag me in, Brimstone? Oh, I can't show that on stream. You tagged me in a clip of a film. Let's see what this lady has to say. And then we're going to get into the we'll see what pastors are saying.
What happened in New York last night should terrify everyone, and here's why. New York held their Democrat primaries, but instead of electing normal Democrats, voters chose their farther left socialist candidate. These guys, all backed by Zohran Mamdani and all America hating. This one, Daria Liza, she recently converted to Islam and said she would use the American flag to wipe if she forgot a napkin. She co-founded a group at Columbia whose stated mission was the total eradication of Western civilization. She's going to Congress. This one, Claire Valdez, ran on granting citizenship and voting rights to illegals using your tax dollars for trans surgeries and the elimination of private insurance. Communist in Congress. Brad also won, but he's technically Jewish, so he had to pretend not to be and do this to get elected. Say what? This chick also won a state assembly seat. She's a child of illegals. She once protested carrying a Hamas headband, and she blamed 9/11 on America's racism. And here's why this matters, because we are watching the Democrat socialists, the communists, take over the Democrat Party. And where have we seen this before? Pre-Soviet Russia. You had the Bolshevik Communist Party and the Mensheviks, and Vladimir Lenin controlled the Bolsheviks, and he wanted to destroy the Mensheviks, or the normie Dems. The gameplay has always been go to a normie blue area, take over, and then replace the normies with radicals. Then claim that your insane minority is the majority. Create a false sense of popularity, pretend that the minority is popular, spread it around to the young people, and get them all talking about it. Lenin did this, and then purged the traditional Mensheviks and took over. Therefore, the minority on paper becomes the majority. For Lenin, the Mensheviks weren't radical enough, and for today's socialists, the Democrats aren't radical enough. Mamdani is today's Lenin. You see clips of him all over social media trying to convince you that this is the new wave, this is where we're headed, and this is fetch. He's wrong. Most people don't want America hating, ally hating, seizing your private property, taxing you out the wazoo, terror loving, gender chopping, American flag wiping candidates. They don't want communists. They want normalcy. Only 10% of New York City voted in this election. Most people stayed home. They don't care. But guess what? Apathy elects crazies. Today it's Congress people. Tomorrow it's the Nazi tattoo guy for Senate. And then next year it's AOC for president. And then communists are in charge. Guys, it is time to be more aware of your local elections before it ends up eating you and the entire nation. It got really dark, but that'll be all of America if we don't act fast.
10% showed up and voted these people in. 10% because people don't care. That's sad. That is really sad. One of my favorite pastors that I love to listen to and watch. He posted this. Christian pastors are going to have to think deeper than welcome the stranger and love the immigrant among you for their thoughts on immigration policy in the coming years, with huge swaths of Islamic socialists actively seeking to gain political power and fundamentally reshaping the significant part of America. Funny how modern Christian pastors are allergic to reading Deuteronomy 28:43 through 45. That verse is quite an eye-opener. It's like he's trying to be nice here. It might not be that pastors are allergic to reading it, but I do think that they struggle to know what they think about it. Anytime somebody, it's pretty simple, right? I appreciate Pastor Josh speaking out on this because he's getting a lot of crap from other pastors, which is, I can't believe it. You know? I can't believe it. There are a lot of people that are like, pastors shouldn't be involved in this. I disagree. And this is where it gets into the Christian talk. So if you're not even a Christian, you might, I really want you to be, but if that's not it, you might not be interested in this, but I feel as Christian men, our duty is to take care of our families. We've always had God to tell us to, it's part of our job, not only to spread love and gospel, but truth, and be the providers and protectors and stuff like that. And what Pastor Josh is saying here is like, you cannot get up into your church and preach on the verse where it says, welcome all the strangers and let them live among you, because eventually they're going to take over. And when they take over, they'll change the laws to where it could get to the point of even the Bible could be outlawed or ruled as hate speech. We've seen some of that in Canada and in other places. I believe I agree with Pastor Josh here 100%. And Benny is actually, whatever you feel about Benny Johnson, he's actually correct here in this verse. If you don't know what this verse is, this is the verse that they tend to, I guess people will, I'll read it for you. I'll just bring it up. Let me find the true version of the Bible, which is ESV. It's the ESV is the way to be. That's how many people can I trigger? All right, I'll meet you guys in the middle. Okay, how about that? I'll meet you guys in the middle and like, look at everybody saying. I'll meet you guys in the middle and do NIV. How about that? All right. Look at this. Why do I have an ad? The foreigners who reside among you will rise above you higher and higher, but you will sink lower and lower. They will lend to you, but you will not lend to them. They will be the head, but you will be the tail. All these curses will come on you. They will pursue you and overtake you until you are destroyed, because you did not obey the Lord your God and observe the commands I decree he gave you. Sounds pretty, you want me to watch Predator, Bagland? What? Pepto-Bismol. Yeah, all this stuff is giving me like diarrhea. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory right there, you know. Predator Badlands, is that how you say it? Whatever. I feel like we're seeing this verse play out right before our eyes. I mean, think about like the UK and Paris and all these places. He will rise above you higher and higher, but you will sink lower and lower. They will pursue you and overtake you until you are destroyed because you did not obey the Lord. I know I've become kind of a... Wait, what does this word mean? What does this word mean? Somebody tell me. I mean, I guess I could look it up just to be sure. An outcast? Yeah, rejected or outcast. Okay, just wanted to be sure. Yeah. Pariah. Pariah. Let's see. I know I've been kind of a... Well, I don't wonder why I use pariah, big word. I know I've become kind of a pariah or outcast to some of the evangelical pastor conference speaker world for things like this I post. How this is, you know, are you sending me $500, Livid Pigeon? I know, I was just messing with you. What's up, Cash? This is my biggest issue with the Christian faith, is that Christians fight with each other more than they care about like the rest of the world problems. And it just drives me crazy. Like, it's like, what do I even believe? Like, what? It's just so, it just bothers me. The fact that he would be outcast from evangelical pastor conference because he makes political posts is ridiculous. You're saying because you're a pastor of a church, you can't speak out about what you see, about what's happening in the political system? It bothers me. It bothers me that all these people, a lot of Christians, I'm not naming anyone in the chat, they constantly fight with each other and say, we're the right one, you're the wrong one, you're the wrong one, we're the right one, you're this one, you're that. And it's just, it is a jumbled mess that makes people like me just want to step away. If you want my honest opinion, it really does. You can find people on, like, Christians on Instagram that want to post biblical stuff, and they post stuff. This is how you're going to go to hell. Then you go to the next guy. Well, this is how you're going to go to heaven. And they both contradict each other. And then you have these pastors that just want to scare people so much that it's like, what's the point? What's the point? There's no reason for me to be a Christian because I'm a screw up and I'm going to constantly be a screw up. What is the point? I might as well just walk away from it all. Then you have another guy. It's just like they just constantly, they're like, well, I heard this Christian say we're going to do this. Do I call out some of this stuff? Yeah. When I see like these heathenist pastors that are pushing propaganda on children, I will call it out. But what drives me crazy is the infighting amongst Christians. It's crazy. The fact that this guy gets outcasted for making a statement like this, look at that. He goes, but here's what I beg you to understand. I will not have my grandchildren someday look back and say, man, it's a lot harder to be a Christian, raise a Christian family, and build thriving churches than when it was Papa was pastor. I wonder why he didn't try to do anything about it. You get what I'm saying? He's 100% correct. Listen, I don't go to church to hear a political sermon. I don't hear a church but it's like he's thinking about his family. He's thinking about his family. And and tell me if you think I'm wrong, please tell me. I'd love to hear, I'd love to hear like people's thoughts on this because I'm learning just like everybody else, right? And he makes like some interesting points. Hold on, I'll show you. Here he is right here. Calling out like Pride Month, right?
Pastors don't even have to try to be controversial. They just got to read Bible verses like this. Because of this, God gave them over to shameful lusts. Even their women exchanged natural relations for unnatural ones. In the same way, the men also abandoned natural relations with women and were inflamed with lust for one another. What this is saying is when the passive wrath of God is poured out on people or a society, you're going to see an increase in participation in and affirmation of same-sex sexual activity. That's like a Bible verse. Men committed shameful acts with other men and received in themselves the due penalty for their error. Furthermore, just as they did not think it worthwhile to retain the knowledge of God, God gave them over to a depraved mind. So they do what ought not to be done. Now, listen, we're going to get back to why there's so much outrage, disappointment, impassioned opposition to what these guys did.
He's talking about the baseball players being in trouble for like putting Bible verses over the pride hat.
They have become,
and other pastors hate the fact that he's bringing it up. And I'm like, why would you hate the fact that he's bringing it up? Anyway, continue.
filled with every kind of wickedness, evil, greed, depravity. They're full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, and malice. They are gossips, slanderers, God-haters, insolent, arrogant, boastful. They invent ways of doing evil. They disobey their parents. Some people call this Romans 1. I just call it 21st century America. They have no understanding, no fidelity, no love, no mercy. Watch this. Although they know God's righteous decree that those who do such things deserve death. Listen, this is not saying that, people who commit same-sex sexual sin, this is not, they deserve death and you don't. No. All have sinned, and death is the penalty for sin. So it's saying everybody sinned, and death is the penalty for sin, okay? They not only continue to do these very things, but they approve of those who practice them. That, my friends, is saying in a culture where the passive wrath of God is poured out in unique measure, you're going to get, hey man, a bunch of hashtags, a bunch of pride parades. This explains all the pressure today. Unless I celebrate you and support you, well, then I'm intolerant. This is why Mike Krukow is going, there was an impassioned outrage over these guys. Why? Because Romans 1:32 specifically predicted it. They will not only do these things, they will give approval to those who practice them. And I would just gently say this. What a lot of people say is, man, unless I celebrate you and support you, well, then I'm intolerant. And I would just gently say, if you're so insecure in your beliefs that you need my approval, maybe you need to reconsider your convictions.
Boom. 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 If you need people's approval that much, you need to reconsider your convictions. It is kind of crazy, though, that he could read a passage from the Bible and it's being played out right before our eyes. All I'm saying, you non-believers, or we can, or I could take you to this church. I think some of you guys might like this church. Maybe. All right, forgive me. You know how I am, man. I can't be too serious all the time. I gotta laugh a little bit, all right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta laugh a little bit, all right? We just gotta laugh a little bit. All right, this is a real pastor.
Let's pray. Lord God Almighty, your name is Jesus. You are King of Kings. You are Lord of Lords. You're the Almighty God, the all-knowing, the all-seeing, and the ever-present God. I ask you, as your humble servant, I ask you, as one anointed with the anointing of David and with the power and the spirit of the Holy Ghost, please, Lord, quickly eviscerate every black politician, those that are even lying in the hospital on their sick bed dying, or those that are dying of a terminal cancer, such as what Al Sharpton, perhaps starting with Al Sharpton first. Please Auschwitz them. Almighty God, hear my cry, hear my plea. Dachau, Auschwitz every black politician. My only regret is that I can't include Barack Hussein, the long-legged Mac Daddy, Obama, and that cry to have them genocide, because Obama's not black, and neither is Camelback, ain't Black Harris. But Lord, set us free. Lord, rain down fire and brimstone as you did on that fateful night there in Sodom and Gomorrah. Or if need be, the way you caused the flood to flood during the days of Noah. Please relieve us of all, every, and any black politician, past and present. Please remove them, all of them, from the face of the earth and from their plague upon humanity. I'm James David Manning. I pray this Auschwitz-Dachau genocide prayer, this Sodom and Gomorrah, this Noah's flood prayer upon all Black politicians. And in the name of Jesus, do I make this prayer. Hallelujah and amen.
Clover, you are a beloved member of our Catholic faith community and a minister here in our community, and you're also transgender.
Yes.
And I wonder how you hold together those two parts of your identity.
Well, one of the first things I learned about being a Catholic is that we are all made in the image and likeness of God. And if we are all made in the image and likeness of God, then that means that I am too. And not authentically living out who I am would be a dishonor, a disservice to God. And so I ask myself every day, you know, how I can live as authentically myself as I can. And, you know, scripture says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And I think that God really was very intentional in making it, every single one of us. And so who would I be to not honor God by being myself?
Yeah. That's so beautiful. And I wonder how you think about the place of LGBTQ plus Catholics in the church, and when you do, what you hope for.
You know, I always return to the fact that Jesus was hanging out. He wasn't hanging out with the high priests and the, you know, the rich people, and he was hanging out with the marginalized. He was hanging out with the poor. He was hanging out with, you know, the sick. And I really hope that we can all return to that and really authentically show love to marginalized communities outside of the walls of St. Paul's. And I think love is so important. And I think that love is for everyone. And I think that love was definitely something that has kept me at St. Paul's for this long.
Amazing, amazing. Hey, happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Anyway. Crazy. Oh. I think I should become Catholic so I could go in and root all that stuff out. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think I can make the change. Start with the man in the mirror. Please do, Jay. Oh. Good luck, Jay. That crap goes all the way to the Vatican. I mean, someone's got to do it. Please know that not all Catholics think this way. I know. Just like not all Baptists are bad. Not all Protestants are bad. They're not. Some good people doing good work. This could be my favorite video. I play those clips just to get you to think, because the more I see like that type of stuff used in God's name, it just makes my belief in Jesus real. But there's still a lot of confusion, you know, on the whole thing. So that's all. Ladybug says, I just assume everyone sucks. Oh man. This is what happened. This is have you seen this? This is kind of a fun video. Kinda. Here we go.
Y'all to like get out here with your sign.
What do you mean? Oh, you have borders on this campus.
No, we have this space reserved as an official event.
Yeah, so you have borders. Where's your borders at?
This whole green area right here.
Oh, so you want to control who comes in and out, like an ICE agent or a border patrol agent. You wouldn't dare act like a fascist, would you? I would really encourage you on a rally on a campus. It's an event for sanctuary campuses. You probably shouldn't act like a fascist border patrol agent. You should take down your borders and let whoever wants on the space, okay? Why is your lip quivering? Because you've been called out on how you're acting exactly like how you don't, what you're advocating against. You're acting just like them. So if you believe in illegal aliens allowing to have sanctuary on this campus, put your money where your mouth is, leave me alone, and let me have sanctuary on this campus, okay?
Why is your lip quivering? Why is your lip quivering? Why is your lip quivering? I don't do Bible talk every live stream, but when I do, I totally understand why certain people, you know, like it's not for everyone. It's okay. But when I do, you know, I like to keep it on topic. I do want to end on something, but I do want to end on, and I got some fun. And so tomorrow will be more chill. We got some fun videos of the parade and stuff happening in Washington, D.C. But I do want to read this because this this really hit home for me personally in a lot of things. I posted, for those that follow me on Instagram, it's really interesting because I posted about a week ago, maybe. I was just sitting, I have a lake near my home, and I was just sitting there and I just was quiet, and I just posted a verse. Basically something what I was thinking, because my mind was like, you guys know, I want to get in a truck. I want to get in a van down by the river and head out. I want to do all these things, and I worry, and I'm like, I don't have the money. This is a crazy thing. I want to travel. I want to It's like I'm spinning plates and all that stuff. And so I just posted this verse. It's just like, just be calm. Just sit there and wait and know that I'm God, right? It's just a simple verse. I'm sitting here by the water. It was beautiful. It was quiet. I had to turn the phone off after I took the picture and just sit there. But then, like, someone that I really respect posted this. He said, I'm honestly have been in a hard season. If I'm honest, this has been a hard season for me lately. I've been struggling with trusting God's timing, and I was reminded when reading Psalm 37 today that I am to be still before Yahweh and wait patiently. That Yahweh, if you don't know, he's talking about God. Is good to those who wait for him and seek him, and it is good to wait quietly for God's salvation. This quiet waiting involves hoping in God's word while the soul waits for more intensely than watchmen awaiting the morning. I was reminded prior to preaching to thousands before a season, Peter went back to fishing after thinking he failed Jesus. Then Paul sat in prison cells. Lazarus was laid in a tomb. Jonah prayed in the belly of a fish. Hannah wept on the steps of the tabernacle. Joseph was locked in captivity, and Moses stood in the fields herding sheep, all before God made his timing. Timing of waiting. Times of waiting while hard. This is what I hate. Times of waiting. Man, who freaking has patience and wants to wait, you know? Who freaking wants to wait? Like that is the worst thing. It's like if you're so big, God, just make it happen. Like, what are we doing here, right? Reminds us of the confidence we should have in God's timing and character. When direction seems slow in coming, we're called to wait for it, assured it will come when the time is ready. God, or Yahweh himself, waits to be gracious, to show mercy, and to those who wait for him are blessed, for he is God of justice. Rather than taking matters into our own hands, which is what we love to do, including myself, he's also says, like I'm also tempted to do, we are instructed not to repay evil, but to wait for the Lord who will deliver us. He goes on to talk about how he's really struggling in this waiting period. Waiting involves expectancy and hope regarding events and contingency still in the future. It is the outworking of the spiritual posture directed at trusting God's promise and timing rather than our own understanding. Knowing all this, writing it here on X doesn't make my season of needing to wait any easier, but the consistent, inspired, inerrant testimony, if I read that right, spiritual nonetheless, gives me something solid to trust in. I am fickle, impatient. Is waiting like one of the hardest things ever when you really think about it? Like waiting for something to get over with, waiting to finally get out of debt, waiting for the promotion in your job, waiting for the next chapter to begin, waiting for all this, like waiting for this to happen. It sucks. It sucks. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, but the fact that I'm not saying like it's just a crazy coincidence that that's the verse that came into my head a week ago. This is what a lot of these top spiritual people are saying right now. Psalm 37, just to be still and wait. It is, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but holy crap. Lord knows I hate it. I've been waiting my whole life. Nothing is ever going to happen. Casey said, yes, it is. Or yes, it does. Like waiting, it sucks. Yeah. I've been struck like the priest on the golf course in Caddyshack. Anticipation. Welcome to the Rebellion is where I get the majority of my Bible time. I'm working on getting more time, but I appreciate that I can get it here. Bro, I'm probably the worst person to get Bible from. But I appreciate the kind words. Just keep doing the small things that God has placed in front of you today. I don't know who needs to hear it today. But I think some of y'all just need to wait and be still. Here I am sounding like a preacher, right? The waiting is the hardest part. Risk it. This man right here, caveman, this man right here, He needs your email address. He wants to join the men's Bible study. Tag him. Risk it. Unless you guys got it all like situated. I needed this today, Jay. Thanks. You and me both. Where is Nagranol? He said I need to hear this. I need to hear it every day. Yeah, man, I hear that. Jay, remember who Jesus chose for his disciples? They were not the most qualified. Yeah, that is true. They're more qualified than me, that's for sure. I don't even know. You want to know the truth, Lady Aaron D? I don't even know if it's about patience so much than just like being at peace in the middle of it, right? It's not just waiting. We are to trust God. There is an active component. I got 4 days until I got 4 days until I get laid off, but I know God is in control. Dang, brother. 4 days and you get laid off, and we just lost 70 viewers. I knew it. Every time I bring up the Bible, I watch the viewership just like, yeah, I'm out of here. It's all good. It's all good. That'll probably be the end of this channel is the Bible talk, right? 4 days, brother. You do not need to super chat me, man. 4 days. Come on, bro. Keep us posted, you know? I do have anxiety issues. I do try to pray them away and struggle with that. I've been expecting it for months, so I have been saving. Oh, I got you, brother. Look at that. Everybody's a lot of love in the chat going around. Disgusting. Disgusting. Jay, thank you for the words today. I'll appreciate it. Are you going to the Southeast Gaming Exchange? I wasn't invited to go, so I won't be there. And I hope everyone that goes has a great time. And it's all good. Go see, I think Gary and all them. Look at Bruce. New Fortnite update. Let's play tonight. Yeah, maybe. Jay preaching fun for lost viewers. It's all love, bro. I just think about I know so many of you personally. And I know some of you guys are dealing with the pain of waiting for a loved one to get their life together. You guys are waiting for that next breakout in your whatever it is, the next chapter to finally turn the page. You guys are waiting to see what's next. You know, sometimes you feel like life is just so boring right now because it's wash, rinse, repeat, you know? And there's nothing going on. Wash, rinse, repeat. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, is this all that life is about, you know? Is that all it is? And then from my personal life, it's like, and here's God, right? Here's God. I need you to be still and know that I'm God. While you're trying to fix problems that you probably can't fix. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, there's problems in our life. There's things that we're dealing with, and it's like, I can fix them. And here God's like, I need you to sit here and be still and know that I'm God. Just sit here. I'm working it out. I'm working it out. It's awful. It's freaking awful. And you're just like, but aren't you God? Can't you just snap your fingers and fix the whole thing, man? Yeah, he probably could. But I think the difficult lessons that we get taught in these times is what he's aiming for. You know? And I'm like, I'm help me out, man. Oh. It's like, all right, God, listen, if you send like a bird or a dog or someone over and he starts speaking English, I'm promising you, I'm going to listen. All right, just do that. And he's like, I ain't doing that. Just sit here, buddy, and be still for 5 minutes. You're like a little child, squirming, kicking, screaming, trying to get it done. Just sit here for 5 minutes. Marmalade for 10 on Rumble. Only the faithful will stay. Hello, everyone. Much love to all. Shout out, brother. Thanks for the 10. Sin like a bird? No, I said send. Send. Send like a bird or a dog to talk to us, like in English. And like, you'd be like, oh, man, okay, I better listen to this. Oh, Jay, I relate to this so hard. I thought I was the only one. I'm like, I think I'm the only one. I struggle daily with who I am. I was a single parent for 20 years, and now that my child is an adult and doesn't need me, which is a good thing, but where is my place now, and how do I live for myself? How crazy could it be if God is telling you, caveman, I need you to sit and be still and get into my Bible. You know? Graham says, get a hobby. You want to know something, brother? It's hard. Sometimes it's harder than you think. Sometimes, not all the time. This has been a big struggle for me in recent years, but God has taught me a lot, and I can see how he was orchestrating things all along. This started as a hobby for Jay. You're absolutely correct. Hey, take care. I see you guys leaving to go to work. You need a pew pew range day. Doesn't everybody? Oh, look at Wasp again with a $50 donation. Forgive me, Jay, Father, for I have sinned. Just saying, time to get climbing and earn my keep. What a blessing Wasp has been to this channel. I got to go to the DMV. I don't know if I'm going to survive it. You know? I don't know. Lord, I just know. And here's the thing. If I say, God, I need patience when I go to the DMV. You know, he's not just going to give me patience like a magic wand, right? He's going to put people in front of me that's going to make me miserable, late, and angry so I can work on my patience. That's why I don't want to pray that prayer or ask for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say that. Was, thank you so much. You're so always so generous over here. I don't even know what to say. Because if I like, God bless me with patience as I go to the DMV. Oh, yeah? Yeah, you need to work on your patience? I got you. There's 5 people in line in front of you that don't have their paperwork, that don't speak English, that don't know what they're doing, that's going to have a problem, and you're going to be standing in line when you don't have to. That's what's going to happen. I know it. That's why I'm like, I'm not going to pray for that. Hey, God's going to be like, oh, so you said you need to work on your patience. I'm putting stuff in front of you so you can work on your patience. And it's like, thank you. Wait, why does Wasp have a 69 in front of her name? Sus. Look at this guy right here. Lord, we pray for lengthy lines at the DMV so Jake can work on his patience in Jesus' name. You know what that means? That means I might miss the midday mixer because of you, Risk It. It'll be Mo, Wicked, Virtue, and Cole-Hauser. I might miss it because of you. Oh, check out my new Culture Casino superhero action figure. All right, I will. I'm going to personally blame Risk It if I miss my show at 4 o'clock today. He's like, peace. Put off today what you can do tomorrow. Oh, man, I'm telling you. Anyway, you guys are absolutely amazing in my life. Thank you. Today was such a blessing all around, man. Thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for showing up every morning, no matter what I'm talking about, who I upset, what we say. Be the reason someone smiles today. And take 5 minutes and read your Bible. ESV only. Don't read anything else. One last trigger before I go, right? Nothing but love. You guys are amazing. And for those that need it, be still. Be still. Be still. I love y'all. I'll probably see y'all later. Maybe some Fortnite even after.